All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below. The title of this is God a Coping Mechanism? You know, gotta ask this for some people. Not just religious people, spiritual people, but I'm a believer in God. You know, I'm a believer in the idea of faith without works is dead. And I'm a believer in the fact that there's a piece of God in each and every last one of us. And because of that, sometimes I have to ask, is God a coping mechanism? Because I remember talking about the phrase, you will do greater things than me. And that starts in believing in yourself and believing that you're capable of doing great things. And I don't think that a lot of people believe that they are capable of doing great things. You know, so God is what's going to fix it. And I think that's unfortunate because some people don't try to do great things or try to do good things because they put the responsibility of being good or great or even extraordinary in God's hands. When God put you here, if you believe in God, God put you here. So what else does God need to do for you? I mean, everybody won't get the same results. Everybody might not even have the same impact. Everybody might not have the same success. But what does that have to do with your effort? Because if you have a passion for doing something, God's not stopping you. People can get in your way, absolutely. The systems that people use to either build up people or tear people down can get in your way, absolutely. But why would God help you if you're not helping yourself? Like, we got to be serious about this. You know, when it comes to every aspect, when it comes to having a dream, even in some ways, I say for myself, I'm a bit clairvoyant. The way I'm not trying to. It's not like patting myself on the back, but you know, I see things that happen before they happen. I just don't know how far ahead they're gonna happen, you know. But I see them, and they happen, right? But that being said, that doesn't stop me from working. Like, if I see something like, okay, since it's gonna happen, and I know it's gonna happen, I'm gonna just stop right here. No, because the one thing I learned even about being clairvoyant is you have to continue on the path you're going and exceed that path to get to make sure that vision is a reality. You just don't sit on your butt because you see a certain ending. You know, you can't just own your way to it and then it's gonna happen years later because you don't know when it's gonna happen. You just have to be prepared for when it does happen. You know, you got to visualize things, but clairvoyance is different. But you got to visualize things. Same thing goes with when you're dealing with people who want love, right? Well, God gonna bring somebody into my life. God might have brought people in your life already. But God is not your coping mechanism, nor is God your excuse for not being prepared for when those people came or recognizing those people when you saw them. So what is God to you? Your coping mechanism? God's going to help you get past. See, God can't help you get you out of your own way. That ain't God's job. God gives you opportunity. You make the choice. And sometimes I think people look at God as the person who's going to take your choice away and give you what you need or want. And that ain't how God works. You know, and I've said that a long time ago. That is not, how can I say this? God's job is to judge your decision making, not to make your decisions for you. Okay? So this is why I asked, is God your coping mechanism? Because even when we talk about forgiveness, God forgive me. Forgiveness isn't about God. And for the most part, like, because most people aren't disobeying or disrespecting or being dysfunctional with God. People don't have the gall for that, right? People don't have the arrogance to be disrespectful to God. So you're disrespectful to other people. So saying to yourself that God forgave you, it's okay, is a coping mechanism. Because how is it okay? Like, we have a court system. Every country, every city, every society has rules of conduct and order, and there are consequences when you break those rules, right? So my point is, if you do something wrong, you suffer a consequence. But when you do something wrong that you can't be found guilty for in a court of law, you say to yourself, God forgive you, or something you got away with that you can't, that nobody can take you to court or put you in jail for, God needs to forgive you. But God's just a coping mechanism, because you're not going to face who you did wrong. Are you going to apologize to them? Are you going to pay that person restitution for what you did? See, that's why I ask, is God your coping mechanism? Because if God wasn't, you would be better. We would all be better to our fellow man and woman. Because if you have God in you, they have God in them. So who you need to be right with is your fellow man and woman, right? You need to do right by the people around you that do right by you, and the people who don't do right by you, you need to just you need to exile them from your life. The God in you can do that, right? I mean, whatever. You know, can you handle being the response? Can you handle the responsibility of being the God of your life until you meet God? You know, because being God is a high responsibility. So you can pray to God, but can you pray for can you pray for yourself? Can you thank yourself? Can you do that? Because the reason I ask some of these things is because if you don't have faith in the God in you, why would you expect God to have faith in you? I know you're going to talk about mercy and all that other stuff. That's nice. But if you don't have the confidence in yourself to say, you know what, God, I am worthy of greatness. I am worthy of blessings, and I'm going to go get them. You know, it's my responsibility to make this world a better place. That's what you put me here for. Then it makes you are respecting that God gave you the power to mold and change your life and situation, or the power to mold and change the life of somebody coming after you with your work. You can be an instrument for change in your lifetime. But the question is, are you willing to do that, or do you want you want God to make you an instrument? That's nice. But if you give up yourself for that, then you can't complain about how the instrument is played. So ask yourself sometimes, is God your coping mechanism? Because some of us act like, he is. Think about it.